Hello everyone, I am Dr. Mrs. Vasanti Revatkar, Department of Botany, Sri Jnanesh Mahavidyalaya, Navargaon, District Chandrapur. In this lecture, I am explaining fertilization in angiosperm or sexual reproduction in angiospermic plant. All living organisms are divided into 5 kingdoms according to R.H. Whittaker in 1969. These 5 kingdoms are Monera, Protista, then fungi, plantae and animalia. So all living organisms, the important function of the living organism is the reproduction. It is the formation of new individual of similar kind of life arises from pre-existing life. Reproduction is not essential for survival of individual, it is required for preparation of population. There is sexual reproduction involves the formation and fusion of two types of sex cells or gametes. The fusion product or zygote give rise to an offspring. The plant kingdom has 5 divisions: Thallophyta, Bryophyta, Pteridophyta, Gymnosperm and Angiosperm. The most important distinguishing feature separating flowering plants of or angiosperm from other division is the flower. The angiosperm reproduce through the seeds that are produced, that is the product of fertilization. So reproduction, many angiosperm species reproduces both asexually and sexually. Asexual reproduction in plant is by particularly vegetative reproduction, and sexual reproduction takes place by the generation or gametic variation that makes evolutionary adaptation possible. So the major events in the process of sexual reproductions are: the first one is microsporogenesis. In the microsporogenesis, the microspore, that is pollen grain, is formed from the microspore mother cell. Second one is microgametogenesis. So it is nothing but the formation of male gamete in the microspore, means pollen grain. And the third event is which is very important, is the pollination. This is the transfer of pollen grains from anther to the stigma. Then fourth event is megasporogenesis. Like the microsporogenesis, megasporogenesis is also the important event which leads to the formation of megaspore from megaspore mother cell. The fifth one is megagametogenesis, means it involves the formation of embryo sac from megaspore. The sixth one is the fertilization. When microspores and megaspores are formed, as well as male gamete and female gamete are formed, they involve in the process called as fertilization, in which the fusion of male and female gametes resulting formation of zygote takes place. The seventh event is the embryogeny, which involves the development of embryo from zygote. And the last and eighth event is the endosperm formation, which includes the formation of and development of endosperm as a result of triple fusion. The flower, which is the main sexual organ in the angiosperm, comprises of 4 whorls, that is sepal, petal, stamens and carpel, or calyx, corolla, androecium and gynoecium. These are the 4 whorls. When all the 4 whorls are present, the flower is called as the complete flower, and if anyone is lacking from them, it is called as the incomplete flower. The cluster of flower is called as inflorescence. Many a times these flowers are present in the inflorescence, and sometimes they can be found in solitary position also. Example, Malvaceae family. Then different parts of the flower. Here we start from the receptacle. The receptacle where the all 4 whorls are deposited. The first whorl is calyx, which is made up of sepal. Then second one is the calyx, corolla, which is made up of petals. The third one is androecium, which is made up of stamen, and stamens are made up of anther and filament. Then fourth and last whorl is the carpel or gynoecium, which is made up of pistil or carpel, and these carpels, they are made up of stigma, style and ovary. Then the process of fertilization has 4 stages. The first stage is the pollen grains land on the sticky stigma. This is the first stage. Second stage is the this pollen tube grows down to the style, followed by male gamete or male nucleus. Then the third stage is the sperm nuclei fuse with the female nucleus, here the fertilization or syngamy. And the fourth one, the ovule develops into seeds and the ovary develops into fruit. This is the four processes which is involved in the fertilization. As I told earlier, so female reproductive organ is a pistil which consists of stigma, style and ovary. Inside the ovary there is a ovule, and inside the ovule there is a embryo sac, and inside the embryo sac there is egg apparatus which consists of one egg and two synergids. While in the male reproductive organ is stamen and consists of anther and filament. Anther consists anthers, there are in anther pollen grains are there, and pollen grains contain male gamete. Then the role of each male component within the stamen. Anther produces pollen which consists of grains containing the male gamete. Filament is the stalk of the stamen and support the anther. Likewise, like the male gamete, here the role of female component is also there. Female component that is gynoecium made up of stigma, style, ovary, and inside the ovary there is ovule. Stigma is a receptive surface for pollen grain and usually sticky in nature. Then style joins the stigma and ovary and pollen tube grows through it. Then ovary contains ovule, single ovule or sometimes more ovule, and become the fruit. The last one, ovule carries female gamete, that is reproductive cell, and become a seed on fertilization. So in mature anther is made up of wall and pollen chamber. Here is the wall, these are the walls of pollen anther lobe, and inside that there is the pollen chamber, that is microspore mother cell. Later on it develops into microspore or pollen grains. So these are the some pollen grains of different size and shapes. Here after that, different stages of microgametogenesis. One here is the male gamete or pollen, it is the pollen grain or which is here made up of outermost wall is the exine, which is made up of sporopollenin. Then inside the exine there is entine, then pollen nucleus, generative nucleus, and after deposited on the stigma it starts germination, showing the germinative cell and tube nucleus. When this germinative cell, it gives rise to two male gametes, and later on they take part in the formation of that is zygote. There are different stages. Here is the spore, that is pollen tetrads are there. From the pollen tetrad, this is single pollen grain, and inside the pollen grain there is a spore, that is generative cell and a vegetative cell, and later when it germinates it shows the two pollen, that is male gametes, which we can see easily. Like the male structure, here is the megasporogenesis or female reproductive organ. There is a process, the archisporial cell. From archisporial cell there is primary parietal cell and sporogenous cell they develop, and from the megaspore mother cell there occur 4 megaspore. Of them, of these 4, 3 will degenerate and lower one remain functional. From this functional megaspore there starts the formation of embryo sac. This is the 2 nucleate embryo sac, then 4 nucleate, then 8 nucleate embryo sac. This is the organization of embryo sac, showing upper egg apparatus and these 2 polar nuclei, one from micropylar end and another from the chalazial end, and at the chalazial end there is 3 antipodals, and this is the mature embryo sac. In mature embryo sac, the most important feature is the egg apparatus, and this is the egg apparatus. Here single central egg is there, and the of both the sides of this egg there are 2 synergids, and inside the synergids there is filiform apparatus, and this filiform apparatus that attracts and guides the pollen tube which is developed on the stigma. This is about these stages of microspore mother cell, then megaspore mother cell, Then megaspores, these are 4 megaspore. These upper 3 are degenerating, lower 1 functional, and from this functional megaspore there is formation of functional megaspore, or there is formation of embryo sac. This is the chart showing development of female gamete to the embryo sac. Then lastly here it is the carpel, which consists of stigma, style and ovary. Inside the ovary there is ovule, and inside the ovule there is embryo sac. When the pollen grain lands on the stigmatic surface, there it germinates, and while germinating it, pollen tube is formed, and pollen tube is later enter inside the ovule. Then this is cross section. It is development of embryo sac from the stigma style ovary. Inside the ovary there is ovule, and inside the ovule there is formation of megaspore, and from the megaspore there is formation of mature embryo sac, which contains the egg apparatus, then 2 polar nuclei and 3 antipodals here. Then the third and very important process of fertilization is pollination. Pollination is nothing but the transfer of pollen grains from anthers to the stigma in the same flower or in the another flower. There are 2 types of pollination. One is the self pollination and another is the cross pollination. And there are types of pollination on the basis of agents. That is biotic agents, abiotic agent, that is anemophily by wind and hydrophily by water. And there are many biotic components are there, like insect, birds, bats, snakes, squirrels and animals, and they are the agents of pollination. Here self pollination means transfer of pollen grains of the same flower on the stigma of the same flower is called as the self pollination. And this is the pollination by biotic agent, is the cross pollination or the self pollination, no doubt. When the pollination brought by the agents, insect agent, they are called as entomophily, and when it is carried out by the bird, it is called as ornithophily. This is the type of pollination. Whatever may be the agents, they are not necessary, but the pollination process is very important for the fertilization. Then after pollination, when the pollen grains they land on the stigmatic surface, they start their germination. After being deposited on the stigma, pollen grain absorb liquid from the moist surface of the stigma, expand in size, and in time produce a germ tube. The tubular germ tube then continues to grow through the style, and only distal part of the pollen tube possessing living cytoplasm. In most of the cases, single pollen tube comes out of the pollen grain, or in some cases more than one pollen tube also they can protrude out. Then there is the path of pollen tube. Depending upon the place and entry, there are 3 types of pollen tube entry. The first one is porogamy, where the pollen tube enters through the micropyle here. Then another one is the chalezogamy, in which pollen tube enters through the chalazal end. And the third one is mesogamy, where the pollen tube enters neither from the micropylar end or nor from the chalazal end, but it enters middle of this ovule, and it is called as mesogamy. This is also the path of pollen tube entry. The first one is porogamy, showing the entry from the micropylar end. Second one is the chalezogamy, the entry of pollen tube from the chalaza. And the third one is mesogamy, showing the middle one, the entry of pollen tube through the middle portion, and after that it will enter inside the embryo sac. Then after the entry of pollen tube, the entry of pollen tube in the embryo sac is very important. It enters the embryo sac in by the following routes. Sometimes between the egg and synergids without destroying the synergid. Sometimes between the wall of the embryo sac or both of the synergids, and sometimes between the 2 synergids without disturbing either of them, or sometimes directly penetrates one of the synergid and that will destroyed, and fertilization takes place. Then gametic fusion. After the discharge of content of a pollen tube into embryo sac, one of the male gamete fuses with the egg. This process is called as syngamy, and another nucleus, that is male gamete, which fuse with the two polar nuclei, and there occur 3N, and it is called as triploid fusion. The male gamete may be spherical or elliptical or rod shaped or vermiform in the structure. In normal case, one male gamete unite with the egg to form zygote and the second sperm with the secondary nucleus. This process is called as double fertilization and also termed as triple fusion. With the result of syngamy, a zygote is produced, and result of triple fusion is nothing but the endosperm nucleus, primary endosperm nucleus is formed. Here we can see very easily, here is the ovule. Inside the ovule there is a embryo sac, and inside the embryo sac there is egg apparatus consisting of two synergids, one egg. Here at the center there are two polar nuclei, one from antipodal and one from the micropylar end, and these are the antipodals. Antipodals are there, which is situated at the calyzal end, and there occur the entry of pollen tube, which consists of two sperms or two male gametes, which will now take part in the formation of fertilization. Double fertilization means here the inside the egg, as I told earlier, many times I told that where there is egg apparatus consisting of egg and two synergids, then in the center there is two polar nuclei and there are three antipodals, then two sperms are two male gametes, or we can say them as a sperm, they are present inside in the tube, pollen tube, and after that they will liberate inside the embryo sac. The sperm or the first male gamete enter cytoplasm of one synergid here, and it will destroy, and then it can take part or it can fuse with the egg, and this process is called as fertilization, forming zygote. The another male gamete that will fuse with the two polar nuclei, we can call it as a secondary nucleus, and when one male gamete again it can fuse with this secondary nucleus, there is the production of primary endosperm nucleus. It is also called as PEN, which is triploid in nature. Then there is a release. What happens after the release of male gamete inside the embryo sac? The pollen tube passes through the style and enters to the ovule through the micropylar end or porogamy. It penetrates the nucleus and enters into the embryo sac. Then it enters into one synergids through filiform apparatus, very important filiform apparatus, and the synergid provide moisture to the tip of the pollen tube, due to which it bursts open, thereby releasing male gametes inside the embryo sac. The synergid direct one male gamete to the egg cell and another male gamete to the secondary nucleus. The synergid degenerates later on. Then the first fertilization means the first male gamete, when it fuses with the egg, it is called as first fertilization, or it is also called as syngamy. Then when the second male gamete unite with the secondary nucleus, which is diploid in nature, to form the triploid or 3N primary endosperm nucleus, it is called as second fertilization, or it is also called as triple fusion. So the result of double fertilization is first one, here is the when fusion of male gamete with egg, it forms zygote, and later on zygote develops into embryo. Then when the second male gamete, when it fuses with the polar nucleus, it forms the primary endosperm nucleus, that is PEN, which is triploid nature. Later on it develops into endosperm. Then double fertilization and triple fusion. Inside this one we can see this is egg apparatus, then fusing male gamete, then this is secondary nucleus, two polar nuclei, that is secondary nucleus, and one male gamete forming the PEN or primary endosperm nucleus, and at the calyzal end there is three antipodal cells. This the same one. After some time they will degenerate and provide food material to the developing embryo. and this is also the primary endosperm nucleus. Later on it develops into the endosperm, which is the nutritive, or it provides nutrition to the developing embryo. This is. Then there is development of embryo. This is after formation of zygote. Zygote is the single celled structure after fertilization. Later on it develops, it divides transversely, showing two unequal cell. Lower cell is small and upper cell is larger, and from that there develops globular embryo. Then after that heart shaped embryo, and later on it develops into the mature embryo, which consists of radicle, cotyledon and plumule. From the radicle, roots are developed. From the plumule, shoot is developed, and from the cotyledon, leaves are developed, and then inside the seed, this mature embryo remains present, and mature embryo when occur, the seed will develop, and the fertilized ovary is called as fruit. Then significance of double fertilization is as follows. It gives stimulus to the plant, to ovary develops into fruit and ovule develops into seed. It restores diploid condition by fusing of haploid gametes, haploid male gamete and female gamete. It results in the formation of diploid zygote, which develops into embryo and give rise to new plant. Then it results in the formation of triploid primary endosperm nucleus, which develops into endosperm and which provides nourishment to the developing embryo. It brings about recombination characters, resulting into the variation among the offspring. Then ovary develops into fruit, mature ovary develops into a fruit, and ovule develops into seed, which can sow we, and then we can get the new plant. This is the structure of single seed, and later on this is the fruits are there, and after that post fertilization events occur. In that endosperm, then seed, apomixis and polyembryonic, it can be included. Then this is the summary of this double fertilization, triple fusion. Then once again I am saying it that is the flower containing various parts. Of them, the stamens are made up of filament and anther. Then anther develop and microsporophyte. Then meiosis occur. Four, that is pollen tetrad, microspore tetrad is there. Pollen grains form. They landed on the stigmatic surface. On the same time, this is ovule. Inside the ovule, the changes occur, and ovary, inside the ovary, ovule are developed. Inside the ovule, there is the formation of embryo sac. When embryo sac become mature, and they occur the process of pollination. Due to the pollination, pollen grains will deposit on stigma. They germinate there, and process of fertilization occur, which can be called as a double fertilization and triple fusion. Once again, now to elaborate more detail, we can see the one video, and we can get the idea of that very easily.
To understand the process of fertilization in flowering plants, let us first see all the floral parts. Thalamus or receptacle provides the attachment place for the different floral whorls. Sepals make the outermost whorl. They protect the flower during the bud stage. Petals are generally brightly colored to attract insects for pollination. Anther and filament make the male reproductive part of the flower known as stamen. Stigma, style and ovary make the female reproductive part called the pistil. In the ovary are ovules. In an ovule is an embryo sac, and in the embryo sac is an egg. During pollination, the pollen grain comes to lie on the stigma. The pollen grain has two layers. The outer layer is known as exine, and it is made up of a substance called sporopollenin. The inner layer is thin and is known as intine. At some places, exine is thin. These areas are known as germ pores, through which will emerge the pollen tube. Pollen grain has two cells. The smaller cell is known as generative cell, which will divide to form two male gametes. The larger cell is known as the tube cell, which will give rise to the pollen tube. The embryo sac has 3 cells towards chaliza. These cells are known as antipodals. There are 2 nuclei in the middle called the polar nuclei. 3 cells are towards the micropyle. The middle, larger cell is known as the egg. 2 smaller cells are called the synergids. The egg and the 2 synergids would form the egg apparatus. The pollen tube emerges from the germ pore. The haploid generative cell divides to form 2 male gametes. The pollen tube enters the embryo sac through the micropyle. It enters through the degenerating synergid or between the egg and the synergid. The first male gamete fuses with the egg to form a diploid zygote. This process is known as fertilization. The second male gamete fuses with 2 polar nuclei to form a triploid endosperm nucleus, which will change into endosperm cell. The fusion of 3 nuclei is known as triple fusion. Endosperm will divide later on to form nutritive tissue, which will provide nourishment to the developing embryo. The process of fertilization and triple fusion together is called double fertilization.
After that, thank you very much for patiently listening. Thank you very much.